how to become mentally strong. In a world where we're talking about emotional intelligence and how to get mentally tough and to really be resilient against what is thrown at us, here are the 3 reasons why you want to build your mental muscle. It's easy to give into frustration, easy to give into anger, it's easy to give into an overwhelming emotion. It's the person that's able to not allow it to overwhelm them that really is the person who is emotionally tough. There are 3 strategies to becoming mentally strong. The first strategy is to argue the opposite. So for example, you've lost your job. Argue the opposite. Instead of thinking, well, I can't find anything, this is the end, how am I going to survive? All those things that can get you to a downward spiral, you want to argue the opposite. And it's hard to do in the moment, but that's emotional toughness. Like, that's what it requires. When it's hard, that's when it's needed. So the opposite is, I have a new adventure ahead of me. I've got new opportunities. I'm going to be able to discover something that I've never done before. I could potentially earn a lot more money. I could really set my trajectory of life in a whole different beam. I mean, I could be going in any direction. My life is not going to be the same routine it's usually been. Those are the things that you want to be thinking about for when you're talking about, or when you have something come on top of you and you're just not happy with it, to argue the opposite. The second thing that you want to do for a strategy to build mental toughness or to develop emotional resilience is to fail. Go into a sport, go into a hobby, do something that you know you're not going to do well, because that builds stamina, that builds resilience towards failing, and you know that failing is just an effort, it doesn't mean a result. So for example, I can't sing. I mean, I think I can some days, but most days I can't sing. So I went and took a small singing class, and I had the lady, and she said, okay, I want you to sing for me. And I thought she was just going to ask me to do some scales up and down, but she actually said to me, sing a song. And I'm like, that's the whole reason why I'm here, because I can't sing. And she said to me, no, actually, I want you to sing so I know what help you need. I said, I need all the help I can get. But she said, no, I really need you to sing. So I sung, and you have no idea. I was sweating bullets. I was so embarrassed. I couldn't sing. I couldn't catch the notes. I mean, my pitch was off. I even told the instructor, can you not look at me while I'm singing, because I'm getting even more nervous. So the point is doing something that you know you're not going to do really well in, that builds the buffer. But failure is the effort and not the result. The third thing to build mental toughness is to actually question your beliefs. Every goal you set, there's an unconscious belief that is going to come with that new hobby, new experience, new appointment, new thing that you want to do. And what you want to look at is, well, what do I believe about this? And you want to question your core belief. If you don't keep to your word, it comes down to the fact that your core beliefs don't support your new endeavor. Your core belief doesn't support the new thing that you're doing, however small or insignificant it might seem to you. So what you want to do is look at, what do I believe about this? So if you have to be, say for example, you're taking singing lessons, say for example, you're taking horse riding lessons, violin, maybe you're learning how to knit, whatever it might be. And you're supposed to be at a class every evening at 6 p.m. But you make it the first night, you make the second night, and the third night, like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. Fourth night, it's like, oh, I missed last week. I probably missed out on a lot. So what's happening now is, number one, you're not keeping to your word. You're not keeping to what you said you would do. And the reason for that fundamentally usually is because there's a conflict of belief. So what do I believe that's not supporting me? Is it because I think I'm not good at knitting, I'm not good at the violin, I can't sing for anything, and everyone else can, and everyone's doing so much better than me? What's the belief? Because if you change and tweak the belief, that means you will be able to end up and commit to your word a lot sooner, a lot quicker. And that's the whole preface of emotional intelligence. And that's a part of self-awareness, when you're aware of yourself. And core beliefs is not something that you and I consciously thought of. Core beliefs is how you and I were raised, and that were embedded unconsciously, as it was for our parents, as it was for our grandparents. The unconscious biases, their unconscious thoughts that we have repeated in our minds so often that we are now accepted as fact, which is called a belief for us. And what we need to do is question that belief. Question, is that really a fact, or is it just an opinion? And when you can actually question that, tweak a belief to match the new commitment, that's when you're going to be able to see a more alignment, a more resilience, and the ability to keep to your word, to be able to follow through in the new thing that you want to do. So go to the gym, say, play the violin. As long as you think, I can't play the violin, I'm never going to be able to learn it, that belief unconsciously is going to permeate, and you're not going to feel very enthused about turning up. But when you say, I'm getting better, that belief, I'm getting better, I'm moving one step forward. Heck, I made that mistake last week, I'm not going to make that mistake this week. So whatever the belief has to be to get you to move across, because ultimately it's not about the violin lesson. Ultimately it's not about turning up to the gym. It's not about that. It's about emotional muscle. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about emotional intensity and building mental toughness. And that's all you're doing. But it requires these small little insignificant things that we do that create the muscle that allows us to have the mental bandwidth to be able to be emotionally resilient, and we're not on autopilot. That's the 3 strategies to build mental toughness so that you can build emotional intelligence and build the buffer to not allow anything to distract you, distract from your goal, to distract from your purpose. If you like this video, please let me know by liking the video. Please subscribe and share. I'd love to know, how do you maintain mental toughness? What do you do to build mental toughness? And if there's any topics on emotional intelligence that you would like to know about, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And my advice to myself and to you is that life is a gift. And with mental toughness, let's unbox it.